10 Cloverfield Lane. This movie. Guys, do you remember me doing a, well, kind of react to the 10 Cloverfield Lane trailer, and I was very much hyped about it actually being a sequel to Cloverfield. Well, it turns out it kind of ties in, but not very well, I'm telling you that. This movie, it disappointed me. I'm not gonna lie. Ugh. I don't like this movie. I mean, I'm gonna spoil it out here. I don't even care. This movie was very good for the first, well, up till probably the ending, and they probably shouldn't have called it 10 Cloverfield Lane, because, well, it ain't Cloverfield. But yeah, it just simply enough. It ain't Cloverfield. It's I'm just gonna spoil it here. It starts off with the main character, Michelle, I think her name was. I can't remember her name, but she broke up with her boyfriend, I'm guessing, after an argument, and she's driving down the street. No, it was her fiance. I'm sorry, but yeah, she was driving down this old road, farmland, and John Goodman's character, Hank, I think his name was, intentionally knocks into her car, but you don't see it's her. You don't see it's his car until he actually confesses it a couple minutes later. But she gets knocked out, 10 Cloverfield Lane comes up, and she wakes up in the bunker, and she gets her phone, and she's looking, and it's 6 p.m. She got knocked out at 3 p.m. So, yeah. Then, they're talking about, why she's there, and she doesn't want him to hurt her, but, yeah. Then you hear this like rustling and knocking and all that crap, like if something fell over. Then you hear John Goodman's character say, "Oh, 1 sec," he goes out, and you can hear him arguing and pushing something or someone over. It's Emmett. The guy's name is his character. His name is Emmett. I can't remember I can't remember the actor's name. I just know his character is named Emmett. But yeah. Going on after this, it just some shit happens. As like she tries to escape, but then she gets drugged. Then more shit happens and tries to escape again, and she sees, and it's supposed to be, John Goodman says that the air is toxic for some reason. She either says it's Martians, aliens, or what do you call it? Bombs are dropped by the Russians. So yeah, he's a big conspiracy nut, loopy at the same time. I'm just thinking about this movie. I'm not gonna. It's typically I'm spoiling it for you. Don't judge. I want to get off track, but at the same time I'm not. But this movie is taking place a lot, and stuff happens, and they try and make this, what do you call it, mask thing, Emmett and the woman Michelle, I think her name is, correct me in the comments, but they make this gas mask, and then John Goodman's character Hank finds out about it, and he's asking, "Oh, what have you been doing with this stuff?" And then Emmett confesses that, oh, it was me, it had nothing to do with Michelle. John Goodman gets pissed and straight up shoots him in the head, like, just literally just goes, and he's done for. This is not real, by the way. This is a BB gun. If you're not wondering, it's not important. Okay, let's get on. But then John Goodman's character, you can kind of tell with his background that he might have kidnapped and killed a girl, which he's kind of loopy that thinks it's always her daughter. His daughter, sorry, because that's how he does it. Because they're the girl Michelle, I think, Nicole Michelle. Anyway, she's like, she reminds him of his daughter, so he's just insane. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't need to get into details. Then he's like, oh, Emmett's gone, we can have ice cream for dinner, yay. So yeah, but then he finds out about her mask thing that she's making, which is typically it's typically a thing suit. I forgot what you call it. Radiation suit? I think that's what you call them. But she makes one of those out of old curtains because the air is supposed to be toxic. Hold up. Get myself a slushy. It's melted now, but it's still cold. But the movie was but then she gets out. I'm not gonna really spoil it after here because go and see it for yourself. But she gets out, and this is where the part where it really peed me off big time. The hair. Eh. But whatchamacallits. Oh, I hate this movie. Okay, so she gets out, and you kind of see this thing like in the distance. It's whatchamacallit. It's like a ship. It reminded me of you know that ship from Terminator Salvation, that big mothership that collected people in it? It reminded me of that. Not gonna lie. It reminded me of that. And as all of this is happening, a car alarm, no, an explosion goes off. I'm not gonna tell you why. And the ship comes over and it drops something. You just see something go thump, and it drops, and then this slug alien, as I'm gonna call it, comes and tries to kill Michonne, Nicole. Michonne Nicole. I don't know. But yeah, you see that happening, and then somehow she outsmarts this alien dog thing, slug alien, as I'm gonna call it, as don't mind the movie in the background. I need to watch something that isn't that movie, but don't mind me. But then the massive mothership thing, the hunter killer from Terminator comes back, and it's not a robot ship. It's not a ship, it's a creature wearing armor. Like floating armor, and it picks up the car that Michonne is in, and it tries to eat it, but Michonne makes a Molotov, throws it in the alien's mouth. Alien explodes and crash lands. Which, that's what bugs me. I'll tell you why in a minute, but yeah. Then she gets in a car and she starts driving, and then she gets on a radio that they're pushing them back, and on the east coast, I think it said that east west coast, something coast, they were winning a battle. They were pushing them back, so it was either go to East Coast, I think it was called, where she'd go and fight, or she'd go to this other place where she'd get out, and she goes to the West Coast to fight. And as you see her drive off, it's like lightning in the background, and you can see like a bigger mothership, a bigger hunter killer drone from Terminator in the sky, and the movie just ends. Yeah, it just ends. I don't know, it just ends there. And I don't think this movie deserves to be called a Cloverfield spin-off, sequel, blood relative, whatever they're calling. It does not deserve to be that, because I was loving this movie. I thought it was a very good thriller slash kind of a psychological horror up until they got to the alien part. If it would have just been that maybe it was a gas attack, and maybe there was nukes dropped by the Russians, say, or another country, and then she got out and she saw like everything was destroyed and it had nothing to do with aliens, it was just his own separate movie, nothing to do with Cloverfield, it probably would have worked. Voice crack. Probably would have worked. But this is why it didn't work, because they tried to cut it in with Cloverfield, and it did not work as Cloverfield. Because I would have just been happy if they said something when they're in the bunker. Oh, I was in New York. I saw something roaming there when the attack happened. They couldn't say any other more because they didn't know about it. And then maybe after she got out and she escaped the bunker, like it'd be pitch darkness, and you know, like when she and like there'd be no attack. She'd just be wondering what the hell's happening. Then she decides to drive down. Maybe like a broadcast comes on, kind of like in the movie, but it says the nuke in New York was ineffective. It did not kill the creature. Please go to da 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 da. You will be safe. But then she says, please do not go to Brooklyn, New York, whatever. And as soon as that happens, maybe it'd be a crossroad. And maybe she does go to New York. And maybe, like in the movie, where you see lightning go off, and you see the thing in the background, maybe lightning goes off, and you can see the silhouette of the Clover monster from the first movie. That would have been a much better ending than the thing we got. But yeah, sorry for my rant, guys. I just had to get it out of my system. I like this movie for the John Goodman part. It did not fit as in a Cloverfield sequel. Probably didn't even fit in as an alien movie because the alien was in there for about a minute to 2 minutes. Okay, so that's my Cloverfield movie review. I'm gonna rate it either something out of 10. Probably say this movie was a 3 out of 10. Because if it was its own little movie and nothing to do with Cloverfield, I would have probably said that it was a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, because it worked like that. But Cloverfield sequel, it did not work. But thanks for listening to me ramble, you guys, and I've been promising a game review for a while now, and I'll be working on that. Don't worry. It's I'm gonna tell you right now. It's for Alien Isolation. I've uninstalled the game and I kinda don't really play it anymore. But hey, I'm gonna do a review on it. Okay, okay. Stay fresh. Stay frost.